Hey, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about 2D and 3D development. This video actually comes from a comment on yesterday's video that says, please make a video on the comparison between 2D and 3D development, like what kind of PC and specs we need, what the job opportunities are like, and I also want to talk a bit about what it's like to learn both ways, learning through 2D and learning 3D. There's a big difference between them, and I think it's kind of important. So if that sounds any kind of interesting, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and keep watching. And if you have ideas for other videos, just drop a comment down below. Oh, and one last thing on comments. If I say anything that just doesn't make sense, or you got some additional feedback on it that you think people might get some value from, just drop a comment down below. I'm wrong about stuff all the time, so it's good to hear the feedback and even disagreeing opinions. I think it helps everybody. Now, before I dive into my long rant on the differences between 2D and 3D, I want to actually get right to the question and answer the very specific things asked about the differences required in the PC to develop. Do you need a much bigger PC for a 3D game than a 2D game? And the pay differences, because those were the ones that were asked. So let's hit them first. So, number one, do you need a stronger PC to build 3D games? I think it's something that a lot of people just kind of assume, so they go straight to 2D knowing that if they build a 2D game, the rendering requirements aren't going to be too huge and it'll probably run fine on their system. This is true. So there's definitely a case to be made that building mobile games, if your system has very low specs, or building 2D games, not necessarily mobile, but building 2D games, if your system has lower specs, is quite a bit easier. If you're building on a low-end laptop that has maybe an integrated GPU, it's not, one that's integrated with the CPU, one of the kind of combo ones or the really low-end onboard ones, then 2D development might be a little bit easier, but that doesn't necessarily completely rule out 3D stuff. It is possible to do 3D development on low-end systems. I mean, you've got to think back to even in the old days in the 90s, people built 3D games on super low-end systems that are slower than your watch is now, or slower than your car battery or your car remote or whatever. So you definitely can build 3D games on a low-end system. You just have to be cautious about what it is that you're building. You do want to make sure that you're not building things that are full of insanely high definition, super high poly models. You want to use things that are very optimized for mobile and low-end development, and you have to be careful. So there is a small case to be made that it's easier to do that type of stuff on a low-end system, do 2D stuff on a very low-end system. Now, what about pay? In my experience, the pay doesn't really vary between 2D and 3D development. There might be a couple positions in the 2D space that pay really, really low out there, but there are also quite a few of those, I think, in the 3D space where the pay is low because there's a lot of demand. There are a lot of people who want the job, and they can get away with paying very low. That said, in general, I would expect a 2D or 3D developer at least in the area that I'm in as a junior, to start out around like $80,000 US. And that could be, obviously, it varies by area and range, and the year salaries are going all over the place nowadays. But I would expect it to be somewhere around there, and I wouldn't expect it to be a big difference between 2D and 3D. I've never really seen a big difference between those. I've seen and known plenty of 2D developers that make insane amounts of money, and the same with 3D developers. And I don't really know very many personally at least, that don't make very much money at their job doing that, or at least that make a number that they wouldn't like. So again, if my numbers are way off, you got something else, please drop them down in the comments. Let's get into the differences, the actual technical differences now between developing in 2D and 3D, because I think that this is probably an important part, and it's really the thing that I wrote a lot of notes down because I thought it kind of mattered. So first off, if you're starting off developing, like you want to just get into development, you're trying to decide, should I get into 2D or 3D? Don't necessarily let the systems and all of that other stuff, the things I just talked about, don't let those things really make impact your decision. Let this other stuff impact your decision instead. The first thing is that, in general, 2D is just flat out easier to learn. It's easier to develop games in because you have less things to worry about. You've only got 2 dimensions in space for most games that you have to worry about. A lot of games that you build in 2D, you realize you don't even have to worry about things like physics and collisions, the types of things that are really common in a 3D game. You've got, sprites placed in the world. Maybe you're clicking on the sprites and they're revealing something. It might not necessarily even be like a platformer or a shooter type game that's in 2D. You can build all kinds of different things without a lot of the complex stuff. Another thing that gets a lot easier in 2D is cameras. A lot of 2D games have just a flat static camera. The scene doesn't change at all. I'm sure you can picture quite a few of them. Name your favorite one in the comments. There are lots of different games where the scene stays the same. Go play like I don't even want to list them off. I'll let you guys list them all off. But there are lots of them. Or the camera might just be like a simple transition from one room to another, which is relatively easy to deal with, or just a quick pop from one room, or follow a character and just stay centered on top of them. These things all need to be a lot more complex when you get into 3D. You get to 3D development, you've got to worry about camera blending, you've got to worry about your camera clipping through 3D objects, through the background objects. You've got to get the field of view right and the perspective. There's quite a bit more to deal with just in cameras alone. Then you get on to things like animation. Animation in 2D, super simple. Well, I should say, it's simple if you have somebody drawing the art for you. If you have somebody else that's actually doing the 2D animation, because I am a terrible artist. But actually creating and setting up the animation in Unity once the animation is done in 2D is extremely easy. You can just drag your sprites in, make an animation, play it, and you pretty much know what you're going to get. When it gets to 3D, you kind of do that. You can kind of just grab an animation, pop it in there. Things are going to look weird. Getting it to actually look decent and acceptable in 3D takes a good amount of work. You've got to understand how to use blend trees. You've got to learn the Mecanim animator system, and you've got to really build out a controller around your character that's going to animate them nicely, or your multiple characters. Where with the 2D one, you set up an animation, maybe 1, 2, 3 animations, and then you just kind of play that animation. Again, you can get away with that in 3D. It's just a lot easier in 2D, and that's kind of this list. Things that are much easier in 2D. Next one up, input. Now that might seem kind of dumb because input is reading the keys or the mouse or whatever. But when you think about the things that you actually track with input in a 2D game, they tend to be quite a bit simpler. A lot of the 2D games, you're just tracking the object that you clicked on. It's literally just click or tap or something. Maybe it's a tap and drag or something else like that. But it's very rare that you're doing a bunch of keyboard combos and other things where you're having to deal with more complex input and then start blending those inputs again on your character controller with your animator and other things. So not as huge a deal, but in my experience in general, 2D input, super simple. 3D, a little bit more complicated. Same with movement. We talked about 3D space. Movement, though, it's not just because you're going into 3D space. With 2D, you're on that flat plane, the X and Y, and you're ignoring your Z most of the time. Again, you can theoretically or technically move in on the Z axis and do some stuff in there, but most games don't. But the other big difference with the movement, it's not just that axis. It's things that you can do in 3D movement, like having root motion character movement. Maybe you need your characters in your 3D game, because a lot of 3D games are like this, to actually animate so that the steps line up right and you want it to look nice. Again, I wouldn't recommend that you do that getting started. Just keep it simple. Don't worry about that. Go play some other games and realize that most games aren't perfect, and keep it simple. But there are a lot more things to think about with movement in general with 3D. Got to deal with a lot of other objects, colliders, and there's just a lot in there. The final one is just that in 2D, and this is going to be, I think, the most important part. In 2D, it's a lot easier to build something fun without doing too much work, without having to build up something giant. Think of all of the fun 2D games that you know of, and then think of the fun 3D games that you know of. And just in your head, do a quick size comparison. which one of them looks 10 times bigger? My guess is it's almost always going to be the 3D game. There might be some cool little 3D puzzle games and party games that you can think of, but if you're thinking of the coolest, most fun ones, you're probably thinking of something crazy, maybe something that just came out. And then on the 2D one, you're probably thinking of something that's relatively simple that you could probably consider building on your own in your side, or in your spare time, or as a side project. Maybe not. Maybe you've got some crazy little idea there on the 2D side. But my guess is that it's probably something realistic and reasonable. So I think that's all I've really got to say. If I'm recommending something like what you should build to start, I think that everybody should start off developing 2D games. Not that they should build a whole bunch of 2D games and become a 2D developer, but learn the process through building 2D games a little bit and then make the switch to 3D games. The time savings from things just being a little bit faster will help, but also the simplification makes that learning process easier. That said, I'm actually working on a video that's how to make a game, like your first game, in 3D. That'll be a completely 3D one that goes exactly against everything I've said here. But I think that it'll be an interesting experiment. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So again, if you have thoughts on this, you think I'm crazy or got some other feedback that you think might be useful, drop it in there. And also, if you haven't already checked out GameDev Guild, go to gamedevguild.com. It's still open for registration now if you're watching this anytime recently. And I think we've even got a discount going on. So I'll see you there live, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and drop a comment if you got any other video ideas. All right, bye. You know what? I was wrapping this video up and I realized I missed two important things on 3D. There are a couple really important benefits in the 3D side that I want to just tack on to the end here because I think that they're important to mention. Number one, when you are getting things like assets and art, it is so much easier to get them in 3D. This comes for models, environments, and everything else. There's a ton of that stuff available for free or really cheap on the asset store. Now, you can also get animations and hook those up. When it comes to 2D, like if you want to get these things, it's much harder. If you want custom stuff or you want things that are just going to work in your game, there really aren't a lot of options. There are a couple cool 2D kits out there. There are lots of kits you can buy, but you're probably going to have to hire an artist if you want to make your own awesome thing in the end. Again, doesn't matter for getting started learning. I wouldn't worry about it. But when it comes to actually building a game, if you don't have the art skills and you don't want to hire an artist, building a 3D game, I think is a lot easier because of that. That's one of the hugest benefits. The other thing that makes 3D games a lot better in my opinion, or at least better for me, not better for everybody, because I think a lot of people, 2D games are just a better option. But the other thing that I really love about 3D games is that it's so much easier for me to come up with cool and different ideas. I feel like in 2D, I struggle, and this is, again, just my brain, probably very different for all of you out there, but I struggle to come up with something like neat and interesting that's different in 2D, that's not just a bad ripoff of something else. In 3D, I can come up with like neat experiments and things from seeing systems and figure out how to tie them together. I really struggle with that in 2D. So if your brain works better in 3D, that might work better for you too. All right, bye.